welcome back.
I feel like that music doesn't suit the OPL.
The slow.
It's like slow
sad.
orchestral. Like I like the music.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But I'm not pumped up for a Nick bag after that slow song.
Oh, I'm hearing something here.
Yeah, there we go.
Now I'm getting something. Yeah, can we? Let's see if next break. I wonder if they could change that to something really hectic, just something
Some, like,
really.
rave
Like
music?
Pentakill.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd be happy with even non.
are we taking requests?
Related. Yeah, you've got some rap.
Blade of
that
the
you
Ruined King by Pentakill.
I'd like
Okay.
to hear maybe some Bee Gees. Can we get some Bee Gees?
I
going?
think that's where the
Ages.
line is drawn.
Is that party
Really?
music?
I mean, are we allowed?
Oh, it's not about it. We can pay for it. It's fine. All right, but before we get to the Bee Gees,
Can we?
we have to dive into the Nick bag.
I hope you got some juicy ones today.
I look much blonder there than I do. I think I do. I got some. I don't have any juicy. Oh, maybe I do. I think we've got some good ones. We'll start off.
Okay.
Steel sings Ose. Is it better to carry a small umbrella, better for portability, or a large umbrella for coverage and stability?
Where are you walking?
Yeah.
I need more from you.
What do you mean? What
think-
part of that question did you know?
Okay, so I assume this is city commuting.
Okay, so if it's city small umbrella, don't be an
Small.
asshole.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're out in a park or like a national park or
Yeah.
Blue Mountains or something, your umbrella can
I
be
think
a
that's a
tent
pretty
for all I care.
straightforward one.
You don't.
Yeah.
If you're going to a park, you're taking an umbrella because you're outside for an extended period of time. If you're walking from one like office to another or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't even take an umbrella. Give
You can play
yourself
Frogger
over.
underneath other people's umbrellas.
You totally can, and just give yourself over to the rain. It's nature. It's just there's a freedom that comes with knowing that you can get soaked.
I can tell
and
you
then
don't
turn
wear a
up
wool
somewhere.
suit to work.
No, I don't.
Because if you wore a wool suit to work, you would be like, my umbrella is 40 foot wide.
So it's also
And it has its own sun in there.
because
carbon fiber.
In my office I have a shower. So when it rains, in fact, even when it doesn't rain, I just have a 3 o'clock
Do you
shower.
have
I just
Clothes.
love that you're pretentious enough to say, in my office
but it
of
is,
my company that I own, shower.
but okay, sorry. In the building in which
Sorry, we
I
don't
have a
have
lease.
Sorry, we don't have offices, Nick.
No, I'm just saying. Enjoy the rain. Have a shower. It's the
Sorry,
other way to live.
Steels.
I have
Like,
an
what I've
umbrella
taken away from
everywhere.
this is, what was his name?
Still sings Ose.
Steel Sings Ose.
I think it's a
Where's
she.
mine?
Yeah, it is.
She?
Yeah.
You got to
Give
be
me-
more successful in life.
You got to get a building.
If you don't have your own office with your own shower, stop trying to solve the umbrella problem. Solve the no office and no shower problem first. That's what I've learned from Nick right now.
Yeah.
Be better.
I would normally be embarrassed, but Still Sings is in the chat and says, "Does your office not have a shower, Jake?"
My office is my home, so absolutely
There
it
you go.
has 2 showers.
Well, see, you've stepped up there because you've got shower, kitchen. You've got my office doesn't have.
He doesn't
a
need
kids'
an
room.
umbrella.
Mine has
He
a
works
sand
from
pit.
home.
There you go. He never leaves the
We've
house.
solved
And
the
a
problem
cubby house.
instantly.
I would love to.
Work from home. That's
Work
the
from
solution.
Small umbrella.
I have a backpack that I bring with me every time I transit, and there's always an umbrella in the side pocket because
There
it
you go.
fits.
There
And
you
it
go.
has to be a small one.
Small umbrellas for
So-
city life. Super
For sure.
simple.
For sure.
Get an office.
Or a house.
MacMates wants to know, Jake, why does Jake feel the cold?
I actually don't feel the cold. I'm from Melbourne, Mac. There's, in Melbourne,
Yep.
we have different weather every single day. So everyone just wears T-shirts, and then you don't feel the cold at all.
You should just have a warm shower when you get to the office. You can tell that he doesn't feel the cold because the 3 of us are sitting here in like woolen jumpers and you've got short sleeves on. Our next question comes in from Immortal Wolf. I don't know, it seemed like Jake wanted questions about his beard, so what's its name?
Yes, Jake. What is?
Immortal Wolf,
Yep.
you suck. My beard doesn't have a name. Actually, I hate my beard. Do the people at home know this story?
No, I don't know
This
story.
isn't my beard.
You
When you get
transplanted
older-
a beard?
This
No.
is a Russian beard.
When you get older, you learn one thing, which is happy wife, happy life.
Oh, right.
This
Yes,
is
I do know
Jenna's
this story.
beard.
Yep.
I don't, until I get to see myself in the TV that's behind the camera, I actually don't even know what I look like anymore. I'm just like what Jenna has made me, and then I have accepted it. So this is what Jenna finds attractive. So this is what I look like.
I don't want to get into a whole thing, but I there's a part of me that does believe that whenever I want to buy new clothes or something, I'll ask my partner, "What do you want to see me in?"
Yeah.
Because I am not going to see myself in my
Thank
clothes
you.
for
No,
most of the
'cause
time.
you don't see yourself.
Most of the time, I'm going to, but I'm never going to wear something where I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that." But I'm going to go, "Well, you have to look at me more than I have to look at me."
Yeah.
So the flip side of that though is I'm always like, you can wear whatever you want. Like I don't want to get involved in that.
But isn't there
I
a
don't want to
fine-
dive
It's
into
all
that.
one-way street, definitely.
Isn't there a fine line where it's like you should still have that confidence about like what you suit and what your style is?
Well, no, see, I have superior confidence, Skimmy. I just know I look awesome in anything. Like beard, no beard,
Like, my
shirt
biggest
on,
fear-
shirt off, no pants, pants.
No
I'm
pants.
confident
In
in
fact, she'll
anything.
take her shirt off right now.
The biggest fear would be like if your wife just completely dresses you. It'd feel like you're going back to being a kid where your mother dresses you again. I don't know. Just there's like a part of ego or pride where it's like, shouldn't you?
I'm
to a
not
degree?
asking, I'm not waking up in the morning naked, getting my nappy changed,
Go.
and then going like put something on me.
What?
But I'm saying like, would you prefer
Have you become like an action man? And she just has a pile of clothes and goes, "Put this on today, Nick. You look cute." And you're like, "Thank you, wife."
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. But like, Rebecca enjoys earthy tones, and so therefore it's like I'm going from the dirt all the way up. It's like a cloudy sky. It just blends all the way up.
I think influence is
He has
good.
blue underwear
Not
on,
complete
for anyone
control.
wondering.
You look great.
I love you. The people in chat are saying that the beard is actually called Jenna's beard. That's the
Yeah,
name.
correct.
Yeah.
That was
Brent Jones says, if you had to ask a massive favor of each other, what would you use to bribe that person with? And finally, can that person confirm whether this would work or not?
So we're discussing
everyone has to do
how
everyone.
we would bribe each other.
Yes.
Skimnos, you go first.
If I was trying to bribe one of you guys, or
Yeah,
all of you,
you know us the best out of everyone in this room.
if I was to bribe Jake, I'll just probably get him multiple color shirts just so we can be Gravitas 2.0.
Oh, okay.
Not working.
No. I would get him a subscription
Because then I could say, this is their Sydney shirt, this is their Melbourne shirt, this is their
Not working. We
international
don't have
shirt.
Sydney shirts.
If I wanted Jake to do something, I would get him a subscription to a home delivered orange juice service.
Ah, that would work. Absolutely.
Or I'd just let you use my shower.
Also probably would work.
Yeah.
Because this morning I went to the gym and then I came back to Ryan and it was closed and I was stinky and I had to go get a nice coffee whilst being stinky. And personal hygiene is very important.
That's
to
no
me.
way to live. Rusty?
I would say, yeah, for Jake, it'd be like a 12-year-old bottle of a really nice orange juice.
Yeah.
Also would probably work. I like my orange.
You just got to know that he likes orange
Look, I'm
juice,
just
and that's
trying to- I'm
Jake.
trying to-
But
out there.
I am doing FevFast at the
Or-
moment.
I'm trying to be abstract.
Beard oil.
Yeah, I like beard
Like,
oil
that
as well.
was- that's-
But he hates the
that's-
beard, so there's
That's
the
how I was going
dilemma.
to bribe him. I was going to say, I was going to message Jen and be like, I've got you a bunch of beard oils and trimming kits and whatnot. Here, have this. And then he'd be like, Sydney shirt.
No, so even though I don't
International
like my
shirt.
beard, I do like looking after my beard. So it's always oiled and I use a straight razor. So yeah.
There you go.
If I was going to bribe Nick, I would make it about family. I would be like, you really got to do this for me because otherwise my family's going to die or starve or something. And then being a family man, he would have to say
Oh, wow.
yes.
So it's like blackmail,
That's
not
guilty.
bribery.
Not
That's some
bribery.
strong-
I don't get anything out of that.
What do you mean? You do. You get the pleasure of knowing my family is still alive and well, dude.
But I'm the one who took them in the
Well.
first place. All right. It is time to move. It is time to move on. I did see someone in the chat, the Defender13 says, can we get back to the games? Just for you, buddy. Here you go. Let's dive into game number 2 for today. It is Chiefs versus Gravitas.
Yeah.
Rusty, talk us through the Chiefs lineup.
If I sit here and not say it, do we make the defender wait for as long as we can? Like, do I have that power?
I mean, I could break into the control room and take over.
We could. I'll say
And
the
just
roster.
never
I'm
switch to the
feeling
game.
nice today. Fiat is the top laner, Croc in the jungle, Claire mid, Katsuri, and Korea CK down the bottom lane. Once again, the Chiefs are on an absolute tear with Coach Seal backing them up.
This is a good team.
This is a
Very
great
good
team.
team.
They're the quickest team in the scene. They just close out games. They command victories. They're decisive. They work as a 5-man unit. They just get the job done.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
Well, someone who doesn't want them to get the job done, it's Gravitas. Jake?
See what lineup Gravitas is running today. It's going to be Beats in the top lane, Prayless in the jungle, Human again in the mid lane, Puma and K-Pop as support. Omo is their coach, another one of our Singaporean coaches. And we'll see whether Beats gets to play something not on, because this team so far just plays a heck of a lot of on.
We'll see if he gets to play top lane. Last game, he disappeared for about 16 minutes from top lane, so I'm excited to see what he does.
I wanted to see him and play this assassin as you guys hyped him up so much.
I just wanted to play Ari.
He gave us a
Yeah.
Lissandra.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually talking to my team this morning, and I was like, come on, if you bring Human onto the stage, and he gets a LeBlanc matchup, because he's really famous for his Ari, and Ari smashes LeBlanc, by the way, and you go GLP Ari, she just can't ever get away. And then you lock him in, Lissandra. I had a little bit of a worry, Rusty, and maybe you'll only get this. I was like, this is going to be a one-game Human split.
Yeah.
He's gone again. Like, he's never coming back. He's already lost faith.
Oh, no.
Do you know the Forgiven tweet? Like, I have come to a philosophical difference with Gravitas as an organisation.
After one game.
Yeah, and we have
There's so many
decided to part
copy-pasters.
ways.
Excellent.
It's all
Well,
over the show.
we all hope that doesn't happen, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get into game number 2 after this short break.
Game 2 here, as we crack on in. It's the undefeated Chiefs 5-0, taking on Gravitas that are 2-3, looking to try and bring something spicy to the board to try and upset the dominance that the boys in blue have so far shown.
Well, what we know so far from Gravitas is that when Praelis pops off, they have a chance. They always have a chance with Praelis playing at his best. We saw some very unconventional League of Legends yesterday from some members of the Gravitas roster, one of them being Seaman playing Lissandra as a prolific assassin player. So this to me is the game. If they don't give him an assassin, that they are just drafting champions and they're not looking at their players. They're drafting comps and they're not drafting for their individual strengths unless somehow in the time where Seaman disappeared, as he trends to do, he went to the mountains and studied the arts of not assassins.
You've been watching too much anime, Rusty.
I have, but it's possible.
Triple top lane ban coming out here from the Chiefs. We're not going to see the Ornn. We're not going to see the Mordekaiser. And yes, we're not going to see the ever so fun Soraka. All deleted, all taken away. Bottom side, however, for Gravitas, it's definitely targeting towards that bottom of Katsuri and Korea CK that have been putting in a stellar performance so far. Obviously taking Elisa out of the mix as well as a top tier jungler. The priorities don't change, however, there, Rusty. Philios is that go-to.
I mean, I'm looking at K-pop if this Misfortune's locked in and saying, what are you going to play? They've gotten rid of very specifically hook champions that are good at closing the distance on mobile ADCs like the Misfortune, yes, but it could also enable, and I'm not saying this is the best option, but again, the Zyra that he trends to
It excites me every time.
possible.
He's tried it so many times, twice.
In saying that, Leona is still available anyway, so there are still engaged supports there for the side of the Chiefs if they choose to go towards that. So I wouldn't expect it yet. It'll actually flesh itself out. If Gravitas don't pick a support in their first 3, it's more likely.
Yep, they hang on to it and decide with Praelis on camera and Coach Omo dictating the draft here. We need to put Praelis on a carry. Olaf, definitely fit for the job.
Yep, big farm jungler can still have a very good biff if he finds anybody in a 1v1. Lee Sin, I mention this every time we see this matchup, Lee Sin has kill threat. He definitely has kill threat innately if Olaf wants to be low health when he's clearing or when he's trading. Lee Sin has an execute built into his kit with the resonating strike. So it's never a bad matchup, but the Olaf can run away with it very quickly as he starts to get that health back.
And it's going to be a Diana once again. We saw what Claire could do in it last time. We mentioned it was Spawn, you know, he showcased it in solo queue. I am ready. Why have I not picked this champion sooner? And he teared it up. So definitely excited to see how it comes to fruition in a second showing.
The interesting thing here is that it's a flex, right?
Yeah.
So what they've done here, Chiefs, is they've picked a flex solo laner, which gives them the priority to ban out whatever they would like now on the opposite side. What it does still do is enable Gravitas to keep attacking supports. So they are going to continue to attack those, but it does still give Chiefs some flexibility with their last rotation, forcing a champion from their opponents now. Will it be the support that they're holding onto, or will it be the remaining solo laner that gives Chiefs solo lane counters, which sounds deadly to do that?
Yeah, you raise a very valid point just to highlight before where, Tien's also played that Diana, so very comfortable to flex between those lanes and keep Gravitas guessing as they blindly lock in at Renekton, hoping for some early game strength, but we're seeing a big chokehold here.
What do they want?
To supports. We're taking out Pike, we're taking out Leona,
What do you
Brom is gone.
want?
What are we looking at?
They got rid of Brom and Ricard as well.
What is left?
Bard.
Surely not.
Why not?
It's there.
What?
Surely
Why not?
Surely not, because you're gonna steal my job.
You can't ask me
You're
what's
gonna be the
left.
play-by-play.
I know when Bard's good, Skibby. No, there is still actually a lot of dangerous things up. I'm not sure that Bard was the pick fourth. It's saying that
Blitzcrank.
because there's still options like Tahm Kench and things up, which is, I think, what they were looking for. They've banned 3 hook champions and a Leona, but they've left up the Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
So there is, I'm going to say, it's pretty high kill threat, and I'll get into Bard when I can because I love Bard all that much, but we'll talk towards what the Chiefs are doing now with the Blitzcrank locked in. Kill threat definitely there. A mobile bottom lane is their opponents.
They were hovering that Lucian for a second, which I remember they mentioned that they were in another game opting to choose that over the Rise. Despite that, though, Claire just destroying with a Magi Soul stacked completely on up. They will, however, opt for the Aatrox. I'm very excited
Ooh,
for this Blitzcrank.
that's like the least assassin. There we go.
There it is.
So we've got matchups now, mostly set in stone. LeBlanc going to be mid lane for sure, which means that Beats will be playing the Renekton top lane. He has played Renekton in the OPL split already as a mid laner when they won against Mammoth. So it's not his first time on the champion, and he seemed pretty comfortable overall mechanically with the pick. We do have Diana into LeBlanc, so very high kill threat, I want to say, across the board right now. Bruiser's in top lane. Definitely high trading lanes where Renekton wants to have that early extra sustain, control the lane. But we've seen Aatroxes win that 1v1 just by being able to hit more spells. You know, there's a lot of skill matchups everywhere.
How does Bard face into Blitzcrank?
Well, it's fine until you get hooked.
Like most.
But, like, isn't that Blitzcrank?
That's Blitzcrank in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, so I'll get the Bard a little bit more. We'll see what runes and everything he chooses to go towards. But into a Blitzcrank matchup, you probably want to go Guardian to be able to survive.
Yeah.
Because if your ADC gets hooked, you can put a Shrine down to heal it and procs Guardian straight away.
Yep.
Gives them the health to continue trading. So we'll see where K-pop chooses to go.
The haste to disengage or chase on through, but a very scary bot lane, really, for the Chiefs here. As we get ourselves ready, cracking on in for the second game of the day in the OPL. Double schedules, both Friday and Saturday. So if you've missed the action on one of your favorite teams, stick around. You might just get to see your favorite team play. Well, we do have a Gravitas coach on standby. As always, thank you so much, Omer, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We discussed briefly coming into this one about the strengths that CMN had. Glad to see him on a LeBlanc. Was that a decision that he kind of enforced on you guys? Hey, I need to play something flashy or I'm going to get benched?
Suman is actually really surprising. I kind of came into this with the mentality that he would want to play something flashy and like assassin-y as well, but he's actually more than willing to sacrifice for the team. In fact, I would say a bit too willing to sacrifice for the team in terms of picks and gameplay.
Did you have to convince him to be
Not
like,
at
no,
all.
you can
No,
play
no, no.
LeBlanc? Or he was like, you convinced me.
We have actually been trying to tell him, please play something that will carry harder. Stop being such a team player.
It's good to see him on the LeBlanc then in this
Yeah.
game. And let's talk about your composition for a little bit, because there was interactions that I had with K-pop on social media about the Bard.
Yeah.
Didn't expect him to bring it out within a week, but talk to me about your competition and what it brings.
In terms of this match?
Yeah.
Well, Chiefs are, of course, a really tough opponent. We had a pretty rough schedule this week with Chiefs and Legacy. Both teams were pretty hard to prep for, but same thing. We kind of had an idea like they would target our top lane since he's autofilled and whatnot. But I'm pretty confident that Beats can hold his own even against a really rough opponent in Tian, and hopefully the rest of the team will be able to pull us through this one.
So speaking of that, be a bit of a rough matchup there in the top side, where are we looking to try and establish some strength to try and bring it to the Chiefs? We're looking, early, mid, late. We're looking for a particular lane to really pop off and try and carry. We've talked obviously about what Prayless could do yesterday. He picked up what I believe is like 5-0 on the Lee Sin, and then trying to accentuate that into the side lanes to give themselves some pressure in some form or way.
Well, our team comp is looking pretty early game focused, so we have to see what Praelus and Silman can do in the early stages of the game. We're hoping together with the bot in the bot lane, although Blitzcrank was a little bit of an iffy pick into the bot, so we'll have to see how this one plays out in the bot side of the map as well. But mainly it's going to be mid jungle into bot as usual.
Yeah, seems to be the common theme for you guys.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, well, let's crack on with it. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. Chiefs taking on Gravitas. Early game focus is what they've mentioned.
Yeah, and I want to say no real surprises from the coach interview that we've just had, right? Like, it very clearly is, if you're going to build this composition, you're playing towards bot lane. If you're going to put your mid lane or top lane to sub in, like mentioned by Omo, auto-filled top laner now, you are going to play towards the other side of the map. And he's got a matchup where he should just be okay top lane, no problems at all. You press Q, what an Aatrox presses Q in the early game, especially when you got Rage, you heal more.
Aggression in the bot lane, however, flashes are burned, heals are used. Every summon available for K-pop, however, didn't actually use the Ignite because there was no pressure being returned, but this showcases the strength of this Chiefs bot lane. Katsuri is a monster.
Yeah, you have to assume that the hook connected just off screen. We didn't get to see that one. Now, the game is going to be a lot more difficult for Puma to play. K-pop still with a lot of health to his name. No summoners from Korea CK, but with all the health, it doesn't matter. They have lane control. And so they're not going to be able to really fight around the minion wave itself. It'll be about jungler focus and where he can be. And as you can see, Olaf pathing through mid lane to bot is going to have some pressure. Bard also only level 2, so he doesn't have the magical journey, which means he can't get free ganks off bot lane just yet. When he does, Olaf can actually get easy access.
Claire almost had a sixth sense there as Praelus was hanging in that mid-brush, deciding not to go any further and not deciding to push on up.
Bard's been hooked in. Lee Sin and Olaf are moving. There's some funny business going on here. The amount of experience that K-pop is missing as that wave crashed, he is going to be level 2 for a while, and the chimes that he's finding around the rift will not make up for that.
No. Definitely needs those Moby boots if he wants to be successful in making that happen. But the Chiefs will execute on that front and say, we've got 3. The hook does not land, it was close however, but goes down through the middle. Now, are we going to see a Smite Wall come out? Is it available for Predator? It is not. It's coming up very shortly, and that is going to be the denial to come out. Now it's looking like a 4v4.
Everyone
Guardian
here.
procs. Everyone coming for a A-ram through the jungle flash for the dash. As K-pop burning everything to try and set up a turnaround fight.
Oh, the
big
hook on.
hook, however, Puma getting caught on out. And Croc says, lol JK, let's get first blood.
And that was a blind hook, but you could see the vision just above where he was hooked. That was able to give him the window of timing. He counted down his head, hits the hook, very easily done. Praelus now going to clear some vision as well. So very clearly something was up there. Once again, the summoner spells being burned earlier in the laning phase by Korea CK, followed up with the kill afterwards. That's Blitzcrank for you, and that's just good League of Legends from the Chiefs.
We're going to see how this one went out. Yeah, vision just expiring, has the prediction, has the conviction, and picks up that kill. Claire opting once again for the baby rower, if you will, with the triple Doran's rings. Making sure that he won't be an easy target to take down here for the 1v1.
And I mean,
durability.
Frankly, Skimmy, that's just cooked bot lane. You could see that Praelus has to come in just to help clear. He wanted to reset, and he's not able to. K-pop's still level 2 because of all the time he's spent roaming, not actually catching the waves as they crashed onto the turret. And Chiefs are just going to comfortably catch this one. You'll see the CS difference start to grow. And this is another little bit of a cheat of tempo here by Gravitas. Instead of getting that reset at 30 CS, look at the difference in items between junglers. He's going to get into this dragon incredibly low.
Mid lane is not even there, so Claire is on his own when it comes to responding and doing out some big damage. Level 5 to level 2. Yeah, he will do a bit of damage. He will pick up that kill and he'll get himself on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I think strategy's just been thrown out of the window here. Draft plans have gone awry with the Blitzcrank being locked in. It seems like that has really thrown some disarray into Gravitas, and you can see how that's starting to mount already. We're 6 minutes into the game. This is another wave that crashes under the Gravitas' bot outer turret. And it's going to be missed this time, not even collected by a single member.
See the discrepancy in bot lane as you've highlighted there. Misfortune going back with minus the CS. Double Dorans versus the BF sword now.
Yeah,
They've been aggressive, so you know every hook that lands, you're going to die.
Yeah, and Praelus flashed before this kill even happens under K-pop. Level 2. Here's been level 2. He levels up from a chime. If he was level 3, if he caught a minion wave before that had started in bot lane and it was level 3, he had a portal. Take your portal to safety, but not to be seen. Just makes
understand
me
roaming.
sad,
It
Skibby.
just seemed a little bit too early for the roam. No Moby Boots, no chance.
Well, I think he roamed for a chime and then did what every bard does, which is, oh, there's another
There's
chime.
another, and
Ooh,
they play their
ooh,
own mini
My
game.
jungler's here. And then suddenly it's 17 minutes into the game and your ADC is 0-8 pinging you.
First Drake here picked up by the Chiefs. As Gravitas are going to take the moment to clear out this blue wall, deny it from their opponents. They've got the vision there to scout out the surroundings.
Something
Spawns quite nice in the scuttle.
really has to swing in their favor in the next few minutes, or this game's actually becoming... It's way too early to say that, you know? The goal difference isn't that significant, but I want to say it's getting close to insurmountable already. Things have to shift. I think someone like Seaman, or a teleport even from Beats, could be useful. Katsuri currently doesn't have flash. If they can get the Renekton down there with a play, they've actually flipped the map. They've got TM.
Rightfully so. They're going to try and make things happen here in a 2v2 as he dashes across and dashes back in. Gets the heal from Triumph. He's going to make himself a living member. Beats. Flexing on that autofill.
Claire
As
caught.
Disengage is now clear in a 1v3 situation himself. Does he have enough damage to dish out some pain? He can, but he just needs a few more boys to back him up.
He dishes out some serious hurt, but because he's by himself, like you mentioned, he's not going to be able to get the kills. Only just K-pop almost ints to the Rift Herald as it charges him in the head, but he's going to survive in the end as well. So blinking health bars don't matter if Gravitas are able to do exactly what we needed them to, which was make something happen at a crucial point in the game. It just came from the unexpected way of a map flip from Puma and K-pop going to top lane and finding Tien.
Suman's done a fantastic job of keeping this CS lead in his favor. We'll see how this all starts out as Tien almost takes down Beats, who gets a clutch rune heal.
Yeah, he was moving towards that bush, it seems like, to control the lane, keep the minions in a good spot, and then Puma just suddenly appears, flashes over the wall, dashes back through. Triumph also going to help to keep him alive, and then the Guardian proc comes in from K-pop with the heal. As Claire trying to dodge the chains, the end of the chains will still connect because he jukes for so long, and that was maybe one auto attack away from killing K-pop on the backside.
Yeah.
Who's gone for an amp tome?
Mid difference and bot lane difference right now is where the CS discrepancies can be found. Gravitas keep themselves within touching distance of this goal, only 400 behind so far. So it has been a bit of a rough first 10 minutes, but they're not completely out of this one so far. They've got moments of magic, maybe a little bit of over cockiness from Chiefs at times.
Yeah, they're still pretty comfortably in this game, surprisingly. There's a 26 odd CS difference in mid lane right now as well.
Yeah.
It kind of crept up out of nowhere after Claire was caught. That kill was a differentiator, but then Claire goes down as well. And top lane having that 300 odd gold advantage, the Executioner's calling pays off for him in the end. It's bot lane where that gold difference is.
We're going to see it in action right now as, well, Beats jumps in. Definitely takes the worst end of that force. We may now be seeing a potential dive. Vision going to be the first focus, denying that.
Croc 6, Aatrox has teleport. He's just reset in base as well. Beats can match it though, which makes this a little bit harder to do. If the second a dive starts, a teleport comes in.
It
is
would love
off.
to have level 6, he'd love to have the suppression. Misfortune comes out with the bullet time, no minion wave to crash, no
Oh,
denial.
Beats.
The hook is there, the suppression coming through with the ultimate. Katsuri does not miss those ones. Aphelios chucks out the ultimate, one goes gold and they deny a second kill. Pralus buying enough time to respond. Still has that Rift Herald in his back pocket.
Yeah, in the end, it was just Beats stepping up way too far after he teleports in to help the team. Has the Tiamat Executioner's calling build. He is not tanky. The fact that he's gone for the Tiamat just seems like he wants to clear the waves against Tan more than anything else. Hook hits, he dies. It's just that simple at this point in the game. And as a result of that, it looks like Chiefs are able to maybe make something happen, but Pralus comes in once again, deters them, throws some axes at them, and pushes them away. And we get the reset.
Beautiful timing on that level up for Blitzcrank. Guarantee that kill. As you say, yeah, the resets come on out. Moby Boots now for the supports.
Another wave mostly missed. Ah.
Feels bad, man. The Chime game can be a little bit more successful.
Yeah, well, he's gone for boots of mobility now after his amp tome, which was kind of just, I mean,
It's expected.
you can build whatever you want, but rushing an amp tome is against the Blitzcrank's a bit how you going. And by a bit how you going, I mean a lot how you going.
How's that game? Maybe going for Twin Shadows. This wants to be a speedy boy.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can build an amp tome. I just don't think that's the correct time and place. There's tall grass there and you don't have a Pokemon.
Oh, beautiful hook here from Korea CK. Finding Suman. Not going to be able to get the execution, however.
Yeah,
Forcing out
Katsuri
that
almost
clone,
fell.
but the action does not stop there as K-Pop pops that magical journey. It's not a far one. He gets kicked, he gets knocked, and, well, it almost looked like the Gromp ate him.
Yeah, that was pretty well done there from Croc, actually. Throws the Sonic Wave out, connects it, then takes the journey through to make sure he can maximize damage before hitting the Resonating Strike. They're also playing strong bot side Chiefs as Beats and Tien once again are going to be duking it out in top. So that turret will fall. Herald about to expire, undoubtedly, thrown top lane as well. Map starts to get traded, but still the Chiefs individually are finding those moments.
Yeah, Herald not going to find the ideal amounts of pressure here. We'll have to see how low that tower was.
Teleport to defend top lane. They're not going to get the plate gold.
They're not.
Oh, they do.
Prellis is just the one to find that one as he pops Ragnarok. He goes for the 1v1. Conqueror stacks there. Flash dash stun. Now they're looking for a double kill. Can they find it onto Tien? Every summoner burnt to ensure that one. A beautiful turn of affair where, quite honestly, Rusty, Gravitas shouldn't be given that.
In Prellis we trust. If you like Gravitas, you like Prellis right now. He just stands and gives it to them. Beats even slow to the punch as Korea CK hits it.
Beautiful Moonlight Vigil to get the root, guaranteeing the hook. Not enough burst to ensure that one. Korea actually hanging on to a suppression explode.
Yeah, actually a really nice Tempered Fate there, though, to deny any follow-up damage from Katsuri. So that's a big part of why they're able to survive. Croc now looking top lane. Beats is all but dead. He was looking for the turret, has no W as well. Korea CK just once again says hello and good night to the Renekton. Just overstaying. Looking for plates, and you can respect it. We'll see what happens top lane again as Prellis, the second Claire dashes. He just says, let's go. No axe, no problem. His Q's sitting in the distance. Beats with a 1.5-second delay. Still comes in and does what's needed, which is gets the execution of Proc on and puts down some damage.
Player's being caught out twice now, it seems, in a situation where maybe overestimating his power level. Feeling that he can go for those big out trades, but meets the Wrath of Two Bruises, very hungry to snap that one up. You can almost say he got conquered.
You could. You did. They finally catch a wave bot lane as well when it crashes. It's nice to see, though he's missed all of those minions except for 2. Either way, he is there. You can see Gravitas moving as 3 people towards bot lane right now as well. Olaf on the prowl. 2-0-1. Will find Claire.
Finds him again, he's after double trouble as they go for that all-out juke once again. Buying time for Croc to come in. Can he get a dash for that shield he needs? The flash comes out, he gets pulled back in! He gets absolutely obliterated! We're not going to wait for that one because Katsuri is the man with the plan. He is so far ahead of Puma right now. He is the one you're going to turn your attention towards as a Chiefs fan.
Throws out the long-range Q there, Croc, to be able to cement that 4th kill for him. Korea CK hunting once again. Nowhere to juke anymore. What is he
He's
doing?
looking for it. He power fists him up, grabs him in static field there with a Tempered Fate to buy some time. Can they readjust? You just can't. There are 3 boys around you. They're dancing in the bush. It's party time.
It buys time, but for the inevitable. Unfortunately, tempering with that fate does nothing. Just constantly being caught out of position. This Blitzcrank pick is proving to be very handy for the side of the Chiefs in picking apart Gravitas. They seem like a one-punch team, Gravitas. They'll make like a really good right hook, but the constant jabbing at them has a very clear effect.
Yeah. They got the stamina to restrain or to actually withstand multiple hits. They keep fighting on back though. They do not give up that easily. Building towards what you'd imagine would be the Black Cleaver as we hold that fort for 2 seconds.
Claire
Oh,
just
Claire getting juked on out.
Altered. Doesn't matter, he still won the trade, has mana, has health. There's not a whole lot of that for Seaman. We'll see what happens again in the bottom lane once more. Prellis, never mind, we're not going to see that.
Hold the fort.
Snap back to reality. Oh.
There goes Claire again. Not having a good time in this game. 1 and 4. He is being bullied.
Yeah. I think he's just fighting. He's having one of those games where he's just fighting the closest person constantly. Feels like a bit of a limit test, but nevertheless. Chiefs still find themselves with a lead. They've got the Herald summon in mid lane. Could be worse.
Plates are down, so this will fall quite quickly.
That hit.
Down
That's
from
a
half.
deep flank.
Very deep flank there as K-pop flashes on in, trying to lock down Katsuri, who's very far forward. He's going to try and juke into this brush, flashes to dash out. What Beats can try and achieve there. Now Croc in the middle of nowhere. Moonlight Vigil comes across. Can he get any form of execution? Tempered Fate onto the ADC, but multiple members to shield him from that engage. Chiefs very lucky not to fall on down in that situation in what was a 4v5.
Croc Flash kicked 4 of them. I think that's a big part of why they're alive after that. Big flank from Gravitas, very deep positioning. Beats with the Renekton, level 11 as well, throws the ultimate and just goes hard at them. But unfortunately, they don't have the damage to really hit it home onto the Chiefs members who stand and deliver as best they can, and it was a stalemate in the end. Chiefs will comfortably take stalemates 17 minutes in.
Infernal Drake spawning. Vision, dominance.
Oh,
flash
that was
blind!
so blind.
I love
That
it.
was so blind.
And there is no Hex Flash here, so we're not going to be able to see that for a little bit of time. Shrilly is not online just yet, so we can't speed the boys in. Static field onto 2 right now. Goes Golden to try and buy himself some time. Drake falling down to 50% and falling. Multiple members clapping as they get destroyed by LeBlanc. It's not going to be stolen away. Can they find a fight?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Tien jumps forward looking for multiple members that are low. Beats, Prayless, all jumping forwards. Seaman getting aggressive. Can he find a kill? It doesn't connect, but Claire finds him. He can't be juked. Scrappy at its finest, but a 3k lead.
Yeah, Seaman actually playing as the world's best distraction to make sure the rest of his team stays alive. It deters Tien from going any further. This is the only person who dashes over that wall. The rest of Gravitas live. This tower will fall, however, as does their mid laner. End result, another Dragon going over the Chiefs, still very comfortably in the driver's seat. I swear they're having too much fun, though.
They really are. Got a lot out of that one. A kill, a tower, a Drake. A slow start to the Chiefs by their own standards.
Monstrous jungler. Black Cleaver finish, he is a unit. And I'm still not sold on the team at purchase from Beats. I think that could actually be the finished Black Cleaver right now. Might have helped a little bit in that fight.
Down a level at the moment. Same could be said for the jungle. As well as the ADCs. So your big carries, the ones you're turning towards for the Chiefs, have those power spikes, have those stat boosts, if you will, as they now look to go for a reset. And we'll see what they have online now. Double Black Cleaver. Shredding through any tank that looks to try and get in their face. You can see Prayless and Beats definitely with summoners, with dashes, with no chance to slow them down with CC. You definitely need to have as little armor as possible to ensure both Katsuri and Claire can find their mark.
They're about 450 gold off being really ready to go right now. That is the Zonia's Hourglass for Claire and that Diana. Once he has that, he could honestly be engaging for them. Use the ultimate, press Zonia's, and comfortably deal a whole lot of damage as Korea CK is about to find himself a Beats.
He's going to be able to jump out of this one, or is he? Yes, he is. And he's just going to meet every single member. He's going to pop the Dominus. He's just trying to live as long as he can. Flashing on out. Will the members follow? Aphelios doing Aphelios things. Do you need to even say any more?
No, not really. Let's wrap it up. No more talking. No, Aphelios does what he does. Long-range weaponry available for him as well. Gets the sniper on there and will lock him down. Even throws the ultimate for good measure, but the sniper had already connected. So 3 kills to board. Beats once again going down. Would have liked the Black Cleaver for the move speed bonus, perhaps. Top lane turret will be traded, though. There is a trade.
Yep, they've opted for the first turret and top side, whilst Chiefs are in the driving seat taking the second in the bottom portion of this map. They are controlling the vision and setting up quite nicely here with Blitzcrank looking for that Wonder Hook. Same could be said here for Lee Sin, posturing and waiting. You see all this vision surrounding any kind of flank option. Tempered Fate onto one. Now they put a lot of damage out into Tien, who might just fall on down before he
he's
gets
in
CC'd
trouble.
out. He's in a lot of trouble right now. He goes golden, but he gets bitten by the bullet.
Puber even throws his ultimate out on the no HP Aatrox and says, "You will die."
Guardian pops. That's going to give them a little bit of haste to try and chase on through. They're not giving up just yet. Dino is pushing top lane for free the entire time, so Chiefs may just look to try and delay the recalls. But the They're not going to face check up against a comp that can do so much against them.
Yeah, nothing gained by Gravitas by continuing to push and chase the Chiefs down. They should be getting that vision control around the river area for the Drake that spawns in 1 minute and 20 seconds. That is a very big deal in this game. It is soul point for the Chiefs. It's an infernal soul as well. And so they have to fight this one. They have to try and stop their opponents, especially with the comp that they have, dealing such good damage outright in fights, getting an extra Luden's Echo bonus damage on every 3 seconds that they deal damage.
And Claire especially will love that, right? Because he can double down from the benefits of the AD and the AP components that are offered. So an extra 8% in that regard, and also the Luden's Echo as you discuss.
Even someone like Aphelios with the sniper.
Yeah.
Hit a snipe, suddenly it deals a lot of extra damage, and you're feeling very good for yourself.
We've broken the spectator client as we go for a 2v1. He is living for such
How
a
is
long
he
time. How is he surviving? He buys just enough time, though, for the team to respond. There are fights taken in Tribush. There are fights taking place in the lane. Claire goes golden, buying time for those cooldowns to come on back.
Oh,
Do
they're
they get
alive.
the great disengage. Three
All of
members
them are alive.
on red health within execute range. He flashes, he kicks. Croc.
Oh, he's missed that one. Oh, they got the hook. Doesn't matter, Korea CK gets it in the end.
Skill shots are your friend.
Croc is making a highlight reel out of this game right now. He's having a grand old time on Summoner's Rift. The Infernal Dragon is up in 5 seconds, and all of the preparation, all of the vision that was placed down is completely undone by that trade. Korea CK spots them out as well. That's the Infernal Soul. Chiefs in the driver's seat.
No contest. No chance. Nice little reset, and then you put your vision towards this Baron. That's the next focus. Little bit Gravitas can do to stem the bleeding at this stage, falling further and further behind. 4K now is the lead that's grown up, as those solo laners are not showing any signs of slowing down.
We'll see what happens bottom lane again. Tan lives way too long, longer than he ever should have. And if this was a clean in and out, then they were fine. But I think unfortunately that Bard Q didn't connect with the stun, and it buys so much time they're able to get in here. Unfortunately, that does connect on the stun there, and they'll take the journey to safety. They'll buy a lot of time, but during all of this time, Infernal spawning. So it's unfortunately just not the correct timing for the fight.
So beautiful.
As Croc max ranges it, kicks him into guaranteed death. Even though that
Patiently
Q
waits.
misses, he's connected and hugging turret rubble, so the hook will hit.
Crushed by the weight of that structure. There, the Twin Shadows. The mobility boy, as he plays that little mini game to himself once again.
That is what we call the bottom lane of Gravitas in this game. The Twin Shadows, because we're yet to see them.
Why'd you have to do them like that there, Rusty?
What do you mean? It all started at level 2, Skibby. Let me take you back.
You've killed them. Well, Chiefs sitting topside at the moment. Wanting to get these turrets down. Wanting to set themselves up with a healthy control of this topside jungle. Complete the vision. Ooh. Completely engage.
no.
We'll find kills. That's what Blitzcrank can do.
Yeah, he's been absolutely popped. Blitzcrank hitting the hook, has the Infernal Soul. Everyone else just follows through with damage, and Dead to Rights is going to be the Bard. Now they look.
They do
Fighting.
indeed. There's no need to rush this Baron right now. They want more kills. Croc goes gold, and he buys enough time for his team. The hook comes out again. Disgusting. Re-evaluate it. What is a better word than disgusting? Because right now, Chiefs are putting on a clinic.
Just with a British accent actually makes it better, as they will go over to the Baron now. Disgusting.
It's disgusting.
You're half British, aren't you? Or
I am. I was born in London.
Yeah, you're born in London. I'm never going to do that accent near you again.
Maybe I have to practice different parts of England, like a Liverpool accent,
Ugh.
a Manchester accent.
None of it sounds good.
It doesn't. Regardless, Chiefs are looking very good. Not afraid to face check any brush. They will take any fight, any day, and any way.
Yeah, very easily done there from them. Croc, also a very maneuverable champion, gets himself to safety. Korea CK tanks the entire Misfortune ultimate and just waddles away. As the driver's seat doesn't even begin to describe just how far ahead the Chiefs were. And that's the scary thing is there were moments where I was like, how are Gravitas still in this game?
Yeah.
And they keep pulling those rabbits out of the hat, but we hit that point very quickly where it just cascaded too fast. The raw mechanics of the Chiefs actually started to take over.
Yeah, that skill check came out, and since then, they've not let their foot off the throttle. Baron buff in their possession right now. Same with the Dragon Soul, so they have a lot of extra damage, a lot of extra stats online, looking to try and split these lanes. 1-3-1 seems to be the focal point right now. Push, pressure all around the map. Get Gravitas guessing, where do we go? Do we go for a Hail Mary? Do we group as 5? Do we try and find a split kill onto 1? They've been subject to a lot of aggression, and Korea CK owed a lot of gratitude.
Yeah, the Croc difference has proven to be very high in this game as well. Now pressuring the mid lane, inhibitor turret, Diana top lane threatening. He will take that turret if no one goes to answer, and if they answer him top, then most likely mid will just be a hook oasis.
Every wave knocking at the door on Gravitas' base right now.
Has a control ward that he could plant down exactly where he's standing, just waiting for that one to happen, and now the real game is on.
Where is he looking for? Definitely doesn't want to try and bring in Brayless. That would be a scary one.
I think he'll be looking for the closest target. They're that far ahead. As long as Katsuri is near him, the person he hooks, I think, just dies. Even beats.
Well, mid inhibitor will be the first to die. To flash the kick, the absolute execution onto Puma as both AD carries go golden. They then flash away. They then look to try and make something happen of their own. Can they turn it out of this fight? As TN is a raid boss jumping into 4. He is not scared. He is not afraid. He will find those kills.
And good flash from Seaman to keep himself alive. The Nexus is the next thing left. Claire will take them apart as Puma dies. They might try and even hit the hook onto K-pop inside the fountain. They tried.
They won't find it, but they will find victory. Both Nexus turrets have fallen down as the Chiefs go 6-0.
Once again, we find ourselves one step closer to the Legacy vs Chiefs showdown at the top of the table, as it has very clearly been cemented that there are two top teams that are reigning supreme right now through the league. I respect the attempt from Gravitas. You could see it very clearly through their draft, what they were looking to do. They wanted to get rid of the heavy engaged champions down in bottom lane. But there are so many heavy engaged champions that at the end of the day, they find a Blitzcrank, they find a hook, and the entire strategy playing from mid to bot side was gone at level 2.
It really was. Blitzcrank finding so much value in Croc, just steamrolling that jungle. So precise with those sonic waves, the ability just a hard carry with the damage he was outputting. And Claire, quite honestly, in the first 15 minutes, just having fun.
Yeah,
doing Diana things, really.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, is I look at this game and I feel like the Chiefs were having a good go at it mechanically. We saw some nice highlights from Croc. He was actually my standout player once again. Every time we see him, I feel like he continues to impress me a little bit more.
Well, Seaman gets the LeBlanc.
He got the assassin. He did.
He got the assassin as he wanted. Unable to hard carry with that champion, unfortunately. Moments where it looked good for Gravitas, but the sheer might that Chiefs have online wasn't enough for them. As we jump back to the couch one more time with two lovely gentlemen for an interview.
Isn't that nice?
He's a very nice boy. They raise him right in England for the birth and then New Zealand for the growth. Speaking of growth, well, not really growth, just sustained excellence. Chiefs, again, dominating. Good game by them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you have a look at kind of how they're winning these games, it's more of what we said. Like, they're just so decisive when they take fights. And Katsura, if you just want to grab the mic, it's right next to you. So I think like the big thing is that like the Chiefs will like kind of, in this game they kind of mucked around. In other games they, played 3 lanes or whatever. But as soon as they say they want to fight, they just are all on the exact same page. And I called yesterday, I didn't think that was necessarily a winning fight that Tien engaged, because Camille Ult does this crappy thing where, kind of like Maokai wrote, that if your 80 carry flashes you under the turret, you have to go with it. And I thought that was probably what was going to happen, because the 80 carry still had flash. But because they just all went as one, I mean, they were able to win that fight. And I think it's that kind of core mentality that Seal's put into this team that makes them so good.
Katsuri, last time you were here, you spoke about a lack of confidence. Are you feeling the confidence now?
I think my performance on stage is getting better, so yes, my confidence is getting back. And to talk about my lack of confidence before, I don't think I had bad performances, but it wasn't up to like my expectations. That's where my lack of confidence came. So yeah, they're definitely back. So
And it must feel pretty good to have someone like Croc backing you up, because he popped off that game.
yeah, I think Croc's just an amazing player. So when he says he's strong, like everyone on our team just wants to fight with him because we know, like, okay, we're just gonna win the fight, and then we just commit. So yeah, it's a good play, I guess. That's all.
And what size foot are you?
Size foot,
Yeah.
US 9,
Okay.
but these shoes are US 8 because
Ooh.
they're like sock sneakers, so
Okay.
they stretch.
And are they actually Pralus' shoes that you beat him in this game, so you got to take his footwear, or do you guys just coincidentally have the same Balenciagas?
I guess we just have the same. I mean, I think Pradev has these as well, right?
Ooh.
Yeah,
So-
I think he does.
I think
Yeah,
I'll-
How many people are rocking Balenciagas in the OPL?
I think a lot of people own these in the OPL.
Is that like a good shoe? Is this a good shoe?
I think it's my only expensive shoe I own, so
Right, okay.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's also comfortable.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about Affiliates for a second.
Yeah.
Because I have chats with Ronan, obviously my AD carry, and he says every single time he plays a champion, he learns something new. Like, in fact, he learned something new last night. How loaded is this champion, and what do you think makes him so good in the current meta?
I think his matchups are like he wins like 95% of his matchups. So if you don't, it's like when you go into your review, like if you lost lane, you know you did something wrong, so you should look into it, right? So that's why I think it helps me improve personally. And the champions are strong because you don't know what's gonna happen. So when they fight you, they don't actually know what combo you have. So that like uncertainty of the enemy, like there's not like I feel like when people fight Aphelios, they're not confident in winning actually, but the Aphelios himself is just like he knows what's gonna happen. So the fight's always like it's just over before it even starts. I think.
Always on your terms. And I think another thing I want to talk about is you guys play a lot of these like bruiser / mage heavy comps, right? Where everyone's kind of diving in. And then it's poor old Katsuri, like just chugging along in the back line. They're like, wait for me, guys. Like, I can do damage too. How are you finding like the self-sufficient role? Because I think Direwolves last year when I watched you guys, you were much more of like a structured team, like you follow front to back, mainly around your jungler. This time around, it's kind of every man for himself. Like, how are you adapting to that play style?
I kind of actually like it. So last year there was a lot of pressure. Like, okay, we're always gonna play front to back. You need to eat every resource. You need to carry. And something that's really nice on Chiefs is like the style of play we have is even if I do bad or someone else does bad, we know someone else is going to carry.
Yep.
So like we know who's going to be strong every game. So we just play around that one person, and the whole team knows. So it's harder, but it's better. I say, like I like it.
I don't want to take too much credit for what just happened. I'm just saying that last week you appeared on the MPL, and since then you have reached new levels of excellence. So just a call out to all the pros out there to come join us.
on the MPL.
We lift the game.
That was fun. Come on, back us up here. Fun?
Yeah, it was fun. I would play again.
You would play. You will play again.
I will.
And also, it's not. It doesn't even need to be that we lift your game. When you play with us, you just feel so good. You could be the worst pro in the OPL, and you will feel like a god when you come and play with us. All right, Katsuri, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Good to have you back here, and we'll see you guys back here in a minute.
Oh, big hook, however, Puma getting caught on out. The suppression, Misfortune comes out with the bullet time, no minion wave to crash, no denial. The hook is there, the suppression coming through the ultimate. Katsuri does not miss those ones. Relish is just the one to find that one as he pops Ragnarok, he goes for the 1v1, Conqueror stacks there, flash dash done. Now they're looking for a double kill, can they find it onto TN? Every summoner burned to ensure that one, a beautiful turn of affair. Three members
of them are alive.
on red health within execute range. He flashes, he kicks, Croc.
Oh, he's missed that one. Oh, they got the hook.
They do indeed. There's no need to rush this Baron right now. I think one more kills. Croc goes golden. He buys enough time for his team. The hook comes out again. Disgusting. They then flash away. They then look to try and make something happen of their own. Can they turn it out of this fight? As TN is a raid boss jumping into 4. He is not scared, but they will find victory. Both Nyx's turrets have fallen down as the Chiefs go 6-0.
Introducing Macca's Mini Games. Play today and win on the My Macca's app.
Woo! Winning!
Every play wins one of your Macca's faves.